that most people hid inside their project apartments because they were afraid to go outside, since these projects were on lockdown by the gangs that control their public housing facilities. The next letter in this section is the letter R. This is section 4, letter R. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter R. The first number in this piece is the number 1. And this piece is called section 4, 1 Red Dragon Dream, or S41RDD. In the month of March 8, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Today I dreamt about a cosmic event. In this dream I dreamt that I witnessed a small group of guys across the street from my house on Halsey Street. These individuals across the street held their faces upward. Their face displayed a look of disbelief. It was daytime. Later in this dream, I found myself upon the roof of my home. Now the sky was slightly dim. It could have been evening time now. It also felt like a spring or summer evening. Then automatically my face lifted upward, and then my eyes beheld a spectacular sight in the sky. The spectacular sight was a very bright red dot in the evening sky. This bright red dot displayed a red snake-like tail behind it. This object in the sky was bright enough to cast a reddish glow upon the roof I stood upon. Then I woke up from this dream, and I also have a drawing of this dream. This is what I've seen in the sky. Like I told you earlier, I've seen a red-like dot, and behind the dot was a snake-like red tail behind this red dot. The next letter in this section is the letter S. This is section 4, letter S. There are 3 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter S. There's one dream about storms. There's one dream about our sun. And there's one dream about a spoken word. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 4, 1 Storm Dream, or S41STOD. In the month of April 14, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream, I observed a large number of clouds. I believe I was somehow in the air above some clouds and below some clouds. Next, my eyes gazed upon several white clouds that spin like tornadoes. Then I found myself fly over a city. And then I noticed 3 white people. These individuals that I noticed included 1 white man and 2 white women. These 3 individuals looked like they were in a state of shock. Then the white man said, "Oh my God." Then I witnessed these 3 white individuals approach another white female who was stretched out vertically upon a fence. This woman on the fence had her arms tied to the fence in a cross formation. The 3 people helped loosen her straps, and they released her from off the fence. Then the next thing that took place in this dream was now the lady who was released off the fence began to float upward in the middle of some kind of alley. This woman wore a white nightgown. Then she hovered motionless in the air, and she held her arms out. She formed another cross formation. Her nightgown became expanded as if a great burst of air had inflated her gown. And suddenly I heard a bone-shattering fog horn that rang out 3 times. The last fog horn was heard in my room on Halsey Street. This powerful fog horn was so loud that it shook the walls in my room, and the fog horn had also caused my house to rock back and forth for a brief second. I never heard anything this loud before in my dreams or in anywhere else. Next, I ran to my window inside my room, and And then I beheld that my window were boarded up with things from my house. Somehow I managed to climb over some of the items that were placed upon my bedroom window. Then I peeked out of the window, and then ocean water had splashed upon my face, and some of the water had also entered my room. But before the ocean water had splashed itself upon me, I was still able to notice that a great deal of great clouds have filled the sky. Then the last thing I seen in this dream was that I was at Asher Street, which is located in the East New York section of Brooklyn, which I observed a tidal wave of water that must have been 10 feet high. This tidal wave of water roamed in the streets and sidewalks. This tall wave of water headed towards New Lots Avenue, which is also an East New York section of Brooklyn. It was daytime and the skies were still gray. And I have a drawing of what I seen in this dream. As you see here, in this dream, like I said earlier, I was in the middle of clouds above me and clouds below me. And in this dream also, I seen several clouds that were forming into tornadoes. The next number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called Section 4, 1 Sun Dream, or S41SUD. In the month of May 6, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. This dream may become the most shocking and awesome dream that I ever dreamt. In this dream, one of the first things I noticed was that I was upon a roof. I could have been on the roof of my old home, which is located in East New York, Brooklyn, or I might have been upon a roof of another home. Then I became afraid because I seen something in the sky that looked like the Earth's sun. This sphere was in the sky, and it was pencil gray with a bit of white and a touch of grayish blue. This thing that looked like our sun was going through a severe case of solar flares. I even seen streams of gaseous flare fly upward upon the surface of this sun-like object, and then the flares would fall back upon this sun. Next, I spotted another giant sphere or ball-like object slowly approach the face of this sun. Then this object stood in front of the sun. This object had eclipsed the sun. The sky above me became black. The sky was dark for about a few minutes. Then this object moved out of the sun wave, and the sky above me became bright again. But now there were 3 or 4 other spheres in the sky. These other spheres looked like grayish moons, which all stood around the sun that still eject flares off its surface. I was so afraid of the objects in the sky, but at the same time I could not keep my eyes off these celestial objects. Then the very last thing I seen in this dream was a gigantic hand that formed underneath these celestial objects. I said out loud, "Oh my God, that's the hand of God." Then this hand slowly moved from right to left. Then I woke up from this dream, and I had several drawings of